You know what the baby looks like in this movie? Like a baby Putin. He just does. Can you see that? I can see that.
He's taking over the whole house! Look at him! He wears a suit. He's like a little man. He carries a briefcase. Does no one else think that's, oh, I don't know, a little freaky?
So the Boss Baby stars Alec Baldwin as the titular character, the Boss Baby. It also has Jimmy Kimmel and Tobey Maguire in it. So in Boss Baby, there's a boy named Tim. He's 7 years old. He's an only child. And then one day, like, this new baby appears, and he's like, "Hey, what's this? I want there's no attention for me. What is this? I want this attention." So he ends up finding out that the baby can speak with the voice of Alec Baldwin, and he came from like a place called Baby Corp, and he's here on a mission to try and stop like the unveiling of a new type of puppy, because there's not enough love to go around for babies and puppies. People are loving puppies more than babies, and he's got to stop that. Otherwise, like, he's in a lot of trouble and the babies are in trouble. And as you can expect, like, Tim and the Boss Baby do not get along at all. So they end up having to like work together to get rid of each other. For me, Boss Baby, I was not very interested going into it. I was like, alright, we'll do it. It was like I was with friends, we'll do it. We will go see this movie because you guys don't want to see a Lego Batman movie for some reason. And I'll be honest, it pretty much lived up to my expectations. I mean, it was alright. There's not much to appraise about the Boss Baby for me, but there's not that much to tear apart the movie either. I mean, undisputedly, Alec Baldwin as the Boss Baby is fantastic. He's funny. He really has some, like, gravitas, and he sounds really bossy, and, like, he's very corporate. He really does feel corporate. The voice acting from everyone else in the movie is pretty standard. I mean, you got Steve Buscemi, standard. The boy, standard. Jimmy Kimmel, well, he's given atrocious dialogue, but it's pretty standard. And more on that dialogue, the dialogue throughout the movie is not very well written. Like, for some characters, it's kind of like the parents are painted as very clueless, and that's what their characters are. But what they say comes out really, really awkwardly and kind of terribly at the same time. Yet the dynamic between Tim and the Boss Baby's really well, like, done. Like, I like their dynamic quite a lot. For me, there are some sequences in the Boss Baby that are actually really, really good and fun and funny. And there's like this chase sequence in about the middle of the movie that's really good, had me really entertained, and probably the best part of the movie overall. However, the biggest problem for me is that they play up the concept of a child's imagination quite a lot throughout the movie. And by that I mean, they will show a character, like they will show Tim and the Boss Baby, or Tim doing something, and it'll go through his mind, and it becomes like some sort of big epic scope, like, action scene, or like he's doing something really crazy, like deep sea diving. And then they will like zoom out into like the parents' perspective, and they just see Tim and the Boss Baby like pretty much tugging over like a rope, or like not really a rope, but more like they're just holding on to one another rather than being like this big epic scope action scene. And it just plays up a lot more of the child's perspective versus reality. And later in the movie, you can clearly tell this is more from the child's perspective, how the grandeur and how big and epic the ending is. But you don't get that pull out to understand what it is, so it just creates that conflict of, is this actually happening? Isn't this happening? And the movie in the end, it lacks the focus to like distinguish between real and not real. And that is probably the biggest problem for Boss Baby for me, along with the atrocious Jimmy Kimmel dialogue. And the parents overall, they just kind of suck. They do. Sus men, they do. For Boss Baby, I don't have a very like big of problem with it. It's just not my cup of tea. It's definitely not targeted towards me. It's definitely targeted towards little boys, and it's definitely a movie made for little kids. But that being said, I can't say it's a bad little kid like movie for little kids. It's fine. It does its job. What can I say? The Boss Baby, for me personally, Platypus does not approve. Have you seen the Boss Baby? What did you think of it? What's your favorite like movie sibling dynamic? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to become a part of the pie. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh wow, you made it to the end of the video. Good job. How about you click that subscribe button for more content? Or click one of these two videos. You know, either one's good enough.